Honey, breakfast is getting cold. It's a harmless sentence, a kind gesture. But when you're 32 years old and that voice is coming through your bedroom door at 10:30 a.m., it doesn't sound like kindness. It sounds like a cage. Welcome to the reality of the modern roommate paradox. You have a degree, you work 60 hours a week, and you're technically an adult. But in this house, you are still the child who needs to be reminded to eat his eggs. This isn't just a story about a bad housing market. It's a psychological deep dive into why living with your parents in your 30s is the ultimate test of the human spirit. If you feel like your life is on a permanent pause button, pay attention, because the safety net you're living in might actually be a spider web. Let's talk about the door. In a normal apartment, a door is a boundary. In your parents' house, it's a suggestion. When Alex tells his mother to knock, her response is the anthem of every overextended parent. As long as you live with us, I can come in when I want. Psychologically, this is devastating. Adulthood is defined by autonomy, the ability to control your own environment. When that is stripped away, your brain stays in a state of pre-adulthood. You never fully transition into the version of yourself that takes risks because you are constantly being monitored. You are a manager at a fast food joint by day, but a teenager who can't have a private conversation by night. This identity splitting creates a chronic level of low-grade stress that most people don't even realize they're carrying. Then comes the breakfast table, the arena of the generational disconnect. Alex's father sits there with the confidence of a man who bought a house in the 80s. He talks about working 80 hours a week like it's a simple magic trick. That's why I was able to buy this nice house, he says. But here's the cold, hard math that the older generation misses. Alex works 12-hour shifts 5 days a week. That's 60 hours. And even with those rookie numbers, he can't even rent a shoebox. The psychology here is a phenomenon called just world fallacy. The parents believe that if you work hard, you succeed. Therefore, if Alex hasn't succeeded, he must not be working hard enough. This creates a toxic cycle of guilt. Alex is burning himself out at a fryer, only to come home and be told he needs a better degree, as if his current one wasn't already a 6-year investment that failed him. Now, imagine you're Alex. You're at work, covered in grease, and in walks Mark. Mark is the winner. He moved to the suburbs, has a wife and a son. The conversation feels like a giant contest because in Alex's mind, it is. This is social comparison theory in its most brutal form. When you live at home in your 30s, every interaction with a peer becomes a performance. You aren't just Alex, you're Alex who still lives with his parents. You start to cosplay as a successful person, but the facade cracks the moment someone asks, "Do you still live around here?" The shame isn't just about the money, it's about the timeline. Society has a script, and if you're off script, you feel invisible. You become a social ghost, hovering on the edges of a life you're supposed to be leading. Alex looks at the listings. He sees an apartment, calculates the rent, and realizes the math is a death sentence. If he moves out, he loses 100% of his salary to a landlord. If he stays, he loses 100% of his sanity to his parents. This is the impossible choice. Many 30-somethings choose the financial strategy over the psychological health, but they don't realize the hidden cost. When you don't have a space that is truly yours, you stop inviting people over. You stop dating. You stop building a community. You are saving for a future that you're becoming too tired to actually enjoy. The ladder of life isn't just expensive, it's missing several rungs. Think about the Friday night phone call. Alex wants to hang out. His friend wants to come over. But the moment the word parents enters the chat, the vibe dies. It's awkward. This is the death of the third space. For an adult in their 30s, the home is supposed to be a sanctuary for social bonding. Without it, your social life becomes transactional. You can only meet at bars. You can only meet at parks. You have no base of operations. This leads to selective isolation. You stay in your room watching videos of unrealistic amounts of money because the real world feels like a game where the rules were changed right before you started playing.
Then the sign. A listing appears. It's perfect. It's a waterfront property. It's the escape hatch Alex has been praying for. He applies. He waits. He dreams. He even starts mentally saying goodbye to the cold eggs and the unannounced door swings. And then the phone rings. "Hi, I'm Keeter from Low Budget Apartments." The hope is electric. For a split second, Alex is an adult again. He is grateful, he is seen, but then comes the punchline of the modern era. "We made a mistake. Our intern messaged you by accident."
That phone call is the perfect metaphor for a whole generation. You do the work, you wait your turn, you follow the degree path, and right when the door is about to open, someone tells you it was a clerical error. The intern gets fired, but Jack is still trapped. The video ends where it began, at the breakfast table. The eggs are still getting cold, the father is still judging, the mother is still hovering. The psychological impact of this false start is worse than never having the hope at all. It reinforces the learned helplessness that keeps millions of 30-somethings paralyzed. Living at home in your 30s isn't a failure of character, it's a symptom of a broken system. But if you're in Alex's shoes, remember this. Your bank account might be stuck, but your boundaries don't have to be. You have to fight for your adulthood every single day, even if that fight is just demanding a knock on the door. Because if you don't find a way to be an adult in their house, you'll never be ready to be an adult in your own. The question is, are you staying for a better future, or are you just getting used to the cage? Don't let the safety net become your permanent residence. Thanks for watching. Please don't forget to like and subscribe for more videos like this.